Hope will arise out of the ashes of our past broken relationships, fractured families, and personal struggles. Come walk a mile with me as we allow Jesus to clean out the mess and organize the rest. Welcome to the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast. I am your host, Maria Wingard. Grab your shoes, lace them up as we start strolling through this week's episode. Gaudy garments, contemptuous clothing, and the ways dishonoring duds are used. Decorum, etiquette, courtesy, honor. We all demand these traits be displayed towards us, but justify refusal to extend them towards others hypocritically. Why is that exactly? Have we stopped teaching clothing etiquette in our anything-goes society to the point that disrespect is now acceptable? What if it goes much deeper and further back? Clothing etiquette is defined as, quote, knowing what is appropriate to wear for particular occasions, quote. In other words, what you wear is defined by the event. Black is for funerals. Lighter colors are worn to weddings, except for white. White is extremely inappropriate to wear unless you're the bride. From kindergarten through the rest of our lives, everywhere we go has a dress code. So how is it people claim, I just didn't know what I wore was inappropriate? The last few years, this has really been on my radar. The flood of stories from people I have talked to through the years whose hearts were hurt by the disrespect shown for their milestone event. The cousin that wore white to the bride's wedding. The daughter that wore Crocs, ripped jeans, and an undershirt to the parents' specifically themed wedding. Adult children refusing to wear bridal party attire. The bride's sister showing up in a crop top and ripped jeans. The teenager who wore gym shorts and a t-shirt instead of photo-worthy duds, knowing full well there were going to be professional photos taken for the milestone event. It's the fine china and all the table trimmings for Friendsgiving, but mediocre takeout on trash plates for family. I could go on and on, but I'm sure you have some sort of your own story of how you've had a special event where an invited guest chose intentionally to not recognize it with their attire. This method of displaying disapproval and dishonor is ancient. Hence, the need to declare a code of dress to the point of denying entry for those refusing to adhere. I find it truly interesting how the Bible addresses dishonorable clothing attire in the parable of the wedding banquet. I guess there really is nothing new under the sun. When the king comes to see the guests, he noticed a man that was not wearing wedding clothes. Quote, he asked, "How did you get in here without wedding clothes, friend?" The man was speechless. Then the king told the attendants, "Tie him hand and foot and throw him outside into the darkness where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are invited, but few are chosen." Matthew 22:11 through 14. When people lack honor for themselves, they display dishonor towards others. Therefore, many feel awful about themselves, which causes their depression, anxiety, worthlessness. It's not the situations in their life, it's they themselves that they don't like, because they have stripped away their own dignity without even knowing it. We see this as marriages disintegrate. A wife starts to dress and act scandalously. When you truly value yourself, you don't choose to show everyone your body, let alone disrespect your own body by showing anyone glancing your direction what you're offering. A husband similarly justifies watching porn and flirty conversations with women, thereby defiling the intimacy reserved for only his wife. Media has fed into this disrespectful display of trending culture. It's popular to wear ripped clothing that was once only seen on poor people who couldn't afford new clothes. Now, jogging and sweat outfits are sold as evening wear. How could you possibly feel sleek inside your heart wearing sweats? This is why so many schools have converted to uniforms. Clothing can either give you a sense of pride in self or make you feel degraded. All of this aside, it's resulted in a culture of disrespect and dishonor when we refuse to give honor to ourselves by how we show up. Many of those I have talked with confronted these situations as they were hurt by the disrespect, and the replies are always some variance of, "I didn't realize." I think for most of us, we feel the same because the clothing choices were made intentionally to be hurtful, even though the fact that the person actually showed up should be more important. Why is this? It screams from the rooftop, "This is how much I disapprove of you. I want you to hurt. I am choosing to cause you pain because I can't control you to make you do things my way." Shunning is an ancient control method. Their clothing makes an outward mockery, displaying an inward heart posture. Why else would it have been considered dishonoring towards Jesus to be given a purple robe and crown of thorns? We show up properly because it's honor for ourselves, not others. I am grateful you decided to walk a mile with me, your host, Maria Wingard, on the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast. I pray that through our conversation, Jesus reveals how he is bridging broken to breakthrough as we stroll through another mile in this journey called life. Hope will arise if you let him in your life today. To listen to past episodes or find out more, please visit hopewillarise.com.